Bulginaka, do you know that cybercrime is becoming a growing problem in Fiji?
Cybercrime is defined as a crime in which a computer is the object of the crime, such as hacking and spamming.
Cybercrime is also cyberbullying and using fake profiles to cause panic and spreading false news.
If you're involved in this or know anyone who's committing these crimes, report them immediately.
I'm Polly.
And I'm Peter.
We host the Traffic Jam Show on City FM.
From 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. every weekday.
Do the right thing.
Nawaikula slammed for racism allegations. Speaker denies urgent oral question request. And Facebook commentator pleads not guilty.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Atera Lendua.
Opposition MP Nico Nawaikula has been challenged to prove that government ministers are racist. Speaking in Parliament late yesterday, Nawaikula alleged that ministers have hired their relatives into the civil service. However, he was shot down by ministers Tshwane Usumate and Dr. Ifiremi Ungainambete, who both demanded evidence.
Everything being equal, OMRS will work. But no, they have used it by government personnel to select and pick their relatives. They're even being racist.
If he has the guts to do that, take it outside and let's go and settle it in the courts. But if he has evidence of that, he has to provide that evidence and let's deal with it.
He must submit that evidence into this August House. If not, please take that statement outside and say it outside so we can challenge him in a court of law.
The Speaker of Parliament has ruled out a request for an urgent oral question from Opposition MP Lenore Ngeringertambua. The Opposition MP intended to ask the question about the shortage of metformin tablets. Metformin tablets are used to treat type 2 diabetes. Speaker of Parliament Ratepeli Nailatikau said the urgent question submitted by the MP is disallowed. The Speaker highlighted that the Health Minister has already confirmed the shortage is a global concern and not only for Fiji.
Honourable members, I must reiterate that urgent oral questions must fully satisfy the requirements clearly provided under Standing Orders 40 Clause 1.
Body parts such as amputated limbs from patients at the CWM hospital are disposed in an incinerator. National Federation Party Member of Parliament Lenore Ngeringertambua raised this question in Parliament yesterday. However, Health Minister Dr. Ifiremi Wangainambete confirmed this is not the case. Ngeringertambua also made claims that the amputated limbs are being dumped at the Namboro landfill.
I'll just say that the body parts are incinerated. I don't know what the question means. I've never ever said before that body parts have been put anywhere else.
Dr. Wangainambete says when the building consisting of the boiler burnt down at the CWM hospital, the incinerator had also sustained damage in 2019. He says they've been using incinerator at Korbo, Nabua and the Lotoka hospitals. Minister for Infrastructure Tshwane Usumate says the Water Authority of Fiji's master plan for major towns has been documented. Usumate says the plan will be the roadmap for future investments by WAF. He adds the master plan aims to build a resilient infrastructure that caters to present and future needs. Usumate admits one major challenge is that most of the infrastructure lies along the coastlines. The minister highlighted that WAF is working on automating one of its valve systems to resolve intermittent supply issues in the greater Suva area.
Currently, it takes the WAF teams about 2 hours to manually operate 8 critical valves. And by eliminating this troubling time, the valve operation happens at the push of a button. The automated system will be more efficient and shall reduce the number of water disruptions caused by pressure fluctuations in the pipe during and after valve operations.
The Ministry of Housing has recorded a further 152 applications for the first Home Grant Assistance Program. Minister for Housing, Pramila Kumar, says the demand for the grant has been overwhelming. She says it will require over $3 million to service these applications. The funding allocated for the First Home Grant Assistance Program for the current financial year has been fully utilized.
Mr. Speaker, sir, these additional applicants have their loans already approved to a sum of $20 million. Given the overall positive impact of this program on the Fijian economy, the good news is the Minister for Economy will be redirecting additional funds to support these applicants.
Self-proclaimed Facebook commentator Kishore Kumar today pleaded not guilty to the charges against him. The former computer science teacher appeared in the Suva Magistrates Court charged with 6 counts of indecently insulting and annoying any person and 1 count of criminal intimidation. The prosecution this morning in court said the accused had made admissions to count 1 of indecently insulting or annoying any person. The state lawyer also told the court that Kumar had made mixed statements in relation to other counts. The defense indicated to the court that they would file voir dire grounds in the matter and have been given 14 days to do so. It is alleged that Kumar insulted the modesty of the National Federation Party MP Lenora Gergertambua by posting live videos on his public Facebook page, namely Kishore Kumar publication, claiming that Gergertambua is a porn star in Fiji. Kumar's bail has been extended and the case has been adjourned to April 9th. A 7-year-old is the youngest future director of a company to sponsor a category in the upcoming National Disability Awards. The young fellow handed a $5,000 sponsorship from Zayden Investment, trading as Bell's Merchandise Fiji Limited, to be used for the Sports Person of the Year. Mother and sole director for Zayden Investment, Belinda Williams, says this is the first year her son's business is being part of an award which will empower persons with disabilities. Williams says Zayden is passionate about sports and the sponsorship will contribute to encouraging students in the disabled community to take up sporting activities. The awards will be held on Saturday at the FMF Gymnasium in Suva. Up ahead, Kandavu side ready for Mars 7s and finishing worrying for Nabua.
Kuira na ngone no de nini ena be singa ni mataka.
Mersi sunga da kena loma dina kena mikron.
Sakena ngau na mitar lo bina na baksa ngai ka wala lo mataki na ngone. Dala bina oya o meliki.
Bulre oya o Samuel Samuli.
Nama kikira ena be mataka.
Boniti kena magrombuka.
Ni wai tiri kalima na miniti me ono kina tiri na kaloko. Ena Radio Fiji One na ndomo ibiti.
Indaw kina na mataka. Dan ramay na singabo.
Coming into the Fiji Bita Mars 7s for the first time will be a daunting task for the All Freights Logistics Naisongaveva Babas. Made up of boys from a small village in Wukabu in Kandavu, the 12-member squad has big plans for the 45th Fiji Bita Mars 7s on Friday. Karlani Tavi reports.
These players will not only be facing the giants of local sevens rugby, but will also try to learn as much as they can.
This is the first time we are taking part in a tournament like this. We have exposure to learn more about sevens rugby.
The team was fortunate enough to have received a timely assistance from the All Freights Logistics ahead of the Mari Sevens in the form of the team's uniform.
They were so happy that they were able to find such people, such company that were able to support them.
Coach Wesley Koroiwasa says they still need work on the technical aspects of the game.
There's still a few areas we will need to work on, especially with the ball passing and defense, which we are ironing out this week before we start our Mari Sevens campaign.
Naisongaveva Babas will face B-Town Blues at 8 a.m. at Bidesi Park in Suva on Friday. Karlini Tavi, FBC Sports.
The Lear Sevens team is returning to the national sevens scene after a lapse of 15 years. The Lear was one of the top 10 in the then BP Oil Sevens series, with current coach Chope Mbose part of the squad. Now guiding the new team, Mbose says they plan to slowly climb up the ladder and restore its status as one of the best. Mbose says participating in the Mari Sevens will provide the much-needed exposure for the young team.
We're not aiming for the top prize, but we just want to expose our players to top elite rugby. We've been participating in a number of tens competitions this year, and now we want to get a taste of national level sevens. Also, our main aim is to engage the players in sports rather than drugs and, of course, other worldly things.
Scoring is still an area of concern for the Navua football side as they prepare to take football giants Rewa in the next round of the Digicel Premier League. Navua put on a brave performance against Suva last week, but failed to come away with a win. This week, the main focus for head coach Amit Prakash is getting the basics of football right. Prakash says they will assess the players' injuries and strategies accordingly to suit Rewa's style of play.
Our next opponent is Rewa, and we are again going for a recovery session, and then we'll see the injuries in our players, and then we'll prepare hard for that game. And then, as I said earlier, that scoring is an area of concern. We'll go back and then we'll open that.
The Black Caps are eyeing an ODI series clean sweep against Bangladesh after last night's win in Christchurch. A trough of low pressure with associated cloud and rain is expected to affect the country until later tonight. We may see some clearing tomorrow. That's FBC News Now. Join us again at 7 p.m. for a major bulletin. For news you can trust, get the facts from FBC's TV, radio and digital news at fbcnews.com.fj. Take care and good afternoon.
हमारे खूबसूरत देश फिजी में चाइल्ड अब्यूज की घटनाएं आए दिन बढ़ रही है।
क्यों बच्चों का मासूम बचपन अब्यूज का शिकार हो जाता है?
अपने बच्चों की सुरक्षा का खास ख्याल रखें।
उनसे बातचीत करें, उनके दोस्तों के बारे में जानें।
आज के बच्चे देश का भविष्य है। मैं दीप्ति
और मैं मोनिश,
आपके हमसफर। शामिल हो जाए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे
5:45 AM से 10 AM तक
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर।